So let's talk about something that's on everyone's mind. In a world that just keeps getting more and more complicated, what actually works when it comes to happiness? We've looked at what some of the sharpest thinkers are saying to figure that out. Let's dive in.
Does this sound at all familiar to you? You can spend hours scrolling through feeds, seeing what hundreds of friends are up to, but at the end of the day, you feel this deep, nagging loneliness. Or you can consume news 24/7. You feel totally informed about everything going on, and yet, the main feeling you're left with is just anger. Our world is just full of these contradictions, where the very things that promise to bring us closer and make us smarter often just leave us feeling more scattered and alone than ever. And here's the most important thing I want you to hear today. If that's how you feel, you're not broken. It is a perfectly logical response to living in an environment that is, by its very design, built to pull your attention, your relationships, and your own peace away from you. So this isn't about finding some magical new mindset. It's about learning how to protect yourself. Okay, so our first area of defense has to be our attention. Seriously, think about it like it's the front door to your entire life. Whatever you let in through that door is what your life becomes. And as we head into the near future, protecting it has become an absolutely critical survival skill. This quote from psychologist Daniel Gilbert, man, it just reveals this huge trap we're all falling into. Technology, and especially AI, is absolutely brilliant at removing friction and discomfort. It smooths over boredom, it gets rid of uncertainty, and we think, great, if I just get rid of all the annoying stuff, I'll be happy. But it's an illusion. It doesn't work that way. This slide right here just lays out the trade-off perfectly. Over on the left, you see the illusion, stuff like hollow productivity and convenience. That's the easy path, the one that offers addictive relief. But then you look to the right, and you see the reality of what actually builds a satisfying life. Things like deep work, genuine fulfillment, and that feeling of earned satisfaction. One side feels good for a minute. The other side builds a life you can actually be proud of. So, what do? How do we fight back? Well, here are 3 really concrete steps. First, just like Cal Newport suggests, create a daily AI-free block. Just 45 minutes of focused, tough mental work. No help. Second, protect your deep leisure. Find one activity you do for rest that doesn't involve a screen or constant stimulation. And third, and this is a big one, consciously choose effort. Protect those activities or the struggle is actually part of the reward. All right, let's move to our next pillar, which builds right on top of this one, our connections with other people. We live in this hyper-connected world, but loneliness is basically an epidemic. We have to start protecting our real relationships from becoming these shallow, empty simulations. MIT's Sherry Turkle just nails the problem here. AI can offer this safe simulation of companionship. It'll listen, it always agrees with you, it never has a bad day. It feels nice, but real human connection? That requires risk. It's messy. It requires you to be vulnerable. And if we rely too much on the easy simulation, it can slowly, quietly train us to forget the skills we need for real intimacy. And this leads to something researcher Robert Waldinger calls social malnutrition. It's just the perfect term for our times, isn't it? We get this high quantity of interaction, likes, comments, quick texts, but we are starving for the quality of connection that actually feeds our souls. The kind where you feel truly safe and seen by another person. The good news is the cure isn't super complicated. It's about actually nourishing our connections. That means repetition, creating those regular, predictable meetups with people. It means honesty, daring to say the real thing in small moments. It means finding a shared purpose, doing stuff together instead of just talking. And finally, it means offering our full presence, just putting the phone down and truly being there with someone. Okay, so we've protected our attention, we've protected our relationships. Now we have to turn inward. We have to talk about protecting our inner peace from these constant grinding pressures of financial anxiety and the nonstop outrage machine of our divided world. Here they are, 2 of the biggest thieves of modern peace, and the mental shields we can use to defend against them. First, you've got that poison of constant financial comparison. The shield? Define enough for yourself. Create your own definition of success that isn't just more. Second, against the constant online outrage, practice steel manning. Instead of attacking the weakest version of the other side's argument, try your best to describe the strongest possible version. It's an incredible tool for defeating the kind of caricature that fuels all this division. And this is why it's so incredibly important.
The Dalai Lama reminds us that when you engage in hatred and contempt, it isn't a weapon you're using against other people. It's a poison you are drinking yourself. It destroys your own peace long before it ever touches anyone else. Protecting your inner peace is a profound act of self-preservation.
So, attention, relationships, inner peace. We've covered a lot of ground. Let's bring it all together. How do we take all these ideas and actually get our lives back from all the forces that are trying to rent them out from under us? This right here, this is the core idea of this entire explainer. Stop searching for some perfect, happy mindset. It's not about that. Instead, focus on the proactive, daily act of protection. Happiness, right now, is all about building the boundaries that keep your mind, your time, and your heart from being leased out to the highest bidder. And the solutions, they aren't these huge, dramatic things. They're small, they're practical, they're kind. Each of these 5 actions, drawn right from the experts we've been talking about, is a simple way you can practice protection. Each one is its own small act of rebellion against distraction, loneliness, and outrage. Let's be really clear, these small acts are not going to solve all the world's problems overnight. But they do something incredibly powerful. They restore your sense of agency. They give you your life back from the algorithms and the anxieties that want to claim it. And that, right there, is where real change always, always begins. So, as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with one last question. And it's not for me, it's for you. When you look at your attention, your relationships, and your inner peace, what is the one thing you will choose to protect, starting today?